What's up, guys? Welcome to another amazing episode of the Kisscapades podcast. And today I have a very special guest with me. And I'll just let her introduce herself and then, I'll take it from there. She's saying it's her first time doing a podcast, but, we'll just try and make it a very comfortable and safe environment. By the time you leave here, you're a radio presenter, like I said.
That would be great.
So yeah, tell the people your name and what you do.
Okay, so my name is Dhara. I am a life coach. I'm a mental health advocate as well. I'm running a mental health foundation in Kenya at the moment, which is called Mind Matters Kenya, through which we're focused on increasing awareness for mental health, and I think the main important thing is reducing the stigma around it as well.
Right, you said Mind Matters? Were you involved in there was this not the men's conference,
The mental health.
Man Talk or Man Talk?
No, there was a mental health Kenya conference, which was the first in forever.
Yeah. A long time ago?
In November, yeah.
Last year. Oh, okay. So let's get into it because, when somebody mentions mental health, it's definitely something that a lot of people right now are paying attention to. But just what drove you towards that direction? Because I'm guessing with something like that, it's not just about, like you starting up a business and, I'm just looking for willing buyer, willing seller, you make your money. It has to be something that you're definitely...
It comes with a story, so...
Definitely. So what led you to that direction?
So my university background was public health, which I did in Australia. So once I got back to Nairobi, I did my internship, which was again in a public health field. After my internship, I was looking to get into my master's, which was another 2 years. But while I was at it, one of my courses during my study time was mental health. And it was a mental health first aid program, which was in Australia. But when I came back to Nairobi and I looked at the mental health situation, people didn't want to talk about it. People were afraid. Again, the stigma was big. So I did my research and I looked around what's happening and what's currently being done. And to be honest, there wasn't much. So I think
what do you mean
it
wasn't much?
It was not much, or it wasn't actually. Mm-hmm. It wasn't out there, and even whatever was being done, especially when it comes to the help that was available.
Yeah. True, that's true.
People didn't know who to go to, when it comes to looking for help or seeking help. And again, talking about it was a very big issue because people didn't want to be shunned away or looked down upon.
Nobody wants to be looked upon as crazy.
Crazy, yeah, exactly. So it's the words that's crazy,
Speaking
psycho,
of crazy,
mad.
I see our weather.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, but let's go on.
Okay. Yeah, so that's what just, pushed me to start up something for Kenya and for Nairobi.
And, since you're saying that you noticed that the stigma and the help wasn't enough, were you're comparing it to, where did you do your...
I was in Australia.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Australia.
Yeah,
so how is it there as compared to...
It's very
Because definitely once you come here, that's where
that's
you
when
notice
okay,
so this is something that's actually missing in the country.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's very open. People are okay to talk about it. It's considered, there's a mental health day off from work as well for many people. So they have a day off for mental health.
Everybody doesn't go to work?
Yeah, you can take a day off if you're not feeling mentally okay.
Mm-hmm. Your boss won't fire you.
Your boss, yeah, but if you
no,
do
that's
that
not
here,
happening in Kenya. You know that.
Happening. You need a sick leave, so you need a doctor's note. You're just feeling tired and lethargic and mentally not okay. What are you meant to do?
Okay, so how was your upbringing? We'll come back to
Yeah.
Because what I've noticed with so many people, just everything kind of comes from just a childhood and everything.
Yeah.
But you grew up in Kenya.
I grew up in Kenya, born and brought up.
How was your childhood? School, friends.
I was very adventurous. So I liked a lot of outdoor stuff, camping, hiking. presidential awards as part of that. And then I was a lot of clubs in school. Again, I gave back a lot.
When you say clubs, I was just like, oh.
No.
Okay.
I was too young.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's always, again, it comes back, like you said, to childhood. I liked
Definitely.
giving back to society. I liked helping out, which again brings me back to what I'm doing.
Yeah, currently. So was the process of like, okay, definitely just touch on childhood, but was there anything that you can remember maybe from childhood that you can reflect back on like right now? Not necessarily you, that just like around the environment, school, things that you noticed, and maybe now as a grown-up and somebody in a specialized field, you can notice like, okay, this maybe wouldn't have been like something that, or an environment that kids are supposed to be exposed to, or because then again, when we're talking about mental health, all these grown-ups, it's things that happen maybe to them from the past, and they're building up stress and all those things. So
I think one thing I would really like to touch on is I know many schools now have started mindfulness and yoga, and I don't know, you must be seeing it, especially international schools and, you know, in other countries. But again, coming back to Kenya, we still didn't have, you know, just having a mindful activity in class to just, you know, help children get back to their thoughts and just realize how they're feeling, how to express how they're feeling, speak to parents, you know, engage parents in understanding how their children are feeling. Because it comes back to when a child is getting bullied at school, they go to
exactly things like that.
Yeah, so it takes them time to even stand up and say, I'm getting bullied, but their parents' reaction will be, why didn't you tell me? But the parents are not realizing it's taken them time
to already just come, step up, and I don't think I ever reported any bullying case, first of all. I actually thought, I thought it was normal. Being picked up upon by other kids, like that was just like, I think, a normal thing. And I don't know, I never reported anyone. I mean, but I've had like a few incidents, but I was just like, this is it's not happening to just me.
It's other
so
kids as well.
It must be like a thing that happens.
So that's some of the things that, you know, parents, teachers, you know, just let go without considering it and giving it attention.
Yeah.
But in the long run, it does affect someone.
As a grown-up, it does, and that's where now you start, like, even when people are going for therapy and all those things, now they start talking about, like, because definitely I'm sure a therapist will ask you, like, about childhood.
Your childhood, yeah.
What do you think affected this, and then they know how to
deal with it.
Especially
even with, like, my career as a life coach, I do have to go back to the root cause of, you know, what my client has gone through to help elevate them to what they want to be, basically. Yeah.
So you do balance the two, life coaching and mental health, right?
Yeah. So basically, there's no health without mental health.
Okay.
If you look at
True. So let's should we touch on life coaching first, or mental? Like, according to how you study it, which one comes first?
I started the foundation first, but when I got into more, that's when I realized that life coaching is a thing, and it's not counseling.
It's not?
No. So I'll pick on that and tell you there's a big difference between the both.
Please, because all these motivational speakers on Instagram now, life coach, you wouldn't even know what's what, or even therapists now, you wouldn't know.
So a counselor basically works from your past. But as a life coach, we look into your past and see what's bothering you, but we elevate you and take you further.
To the future?
So towards your future. And it's more mentorship. We don't tell you what to do. We help you figure out what you want from life and how you're going to get to your goals.
And people pay for this?
People pay for it, yeah.
Okay, listen. I'm just saying.
To be honest, there's no price
I'm just saying.
Helping someone
I know.
transform your life.
I know. I'll tell you why I'm saying that, because maybe when you're growing up, was this like the career path that you saw yourself taking?
Not at all.
Exactly. That's why I'm asking. So what did you want to, or what were your aspirations before now we come back to life coaching?
I started as wanting to become an occupational therapist. Again, giving back, helping people.
Yeah, it's not far-fetched. So that's,
And then I got into public health and figuring it out. And seeing, you know, again, how is health affected with the little things that we're not paying attention to, and how can we prevent it? You know, how can we prevent diseases rather than, you know, going to a doctor after you've already fallen sick. So from that is then again I started the foundation, and then
Yeah.
I realized I wanted to be a life coach.
Oh, okay. Now we'll just focus on life coaching a bit, and then we'll go back to mental health. So just in life coaching, what are like just like your key approaches to anybody who walks or reaches out to you?
Okay.
Like what are some of the steps that you take to
All right.
to lead them towards that direction of?
Okay.
Yeah. Because instead of just like touching up on it, I really want people to understand,
What is life coaching?
yeah, what is life coaching?
Okay, so basically, I help them. It's a set of questions. It's the right questions. So you can go to day and not realize, maybe you have a project to do, but you're not doing it. So again, procrastination, you're pushing it away. So when most of my clients come to me, they'll be like, I can't do this because, I don't have the motivation. But why don't you have the motivation? It's going back. So the motivation might not be there because you're afraid of the results you might get. Yeah?
Yes,
You're not
or maybe
sure about the
fail.
outcome, failure. Yeah. So we help them elevate from that point of view. So it's not the motivation. So the problem is not the problem.
Okay.
Yeah. So again,
Getting confused there, but I'll catch up.
Yeah.
I'll catch up.
So like I said, they come with you saying it's motivation, but it's not the motivation. It's the fear of failure, it's fear of achievement, or it's fear of letting themselves down if they don't achieve what they have to achieve.
Yeah. And do you think like right now, because even I think people are in that zone mostly because of things like social media. We thought that it was just affecting the kids, but now like even grown-ups are stuck there because they're thinking of like, I'm seeing this, my peers like, posting their all these credentials that they're constantly getting, like their achievements, new jobs, new houses, everything. Everybody's constantly posting. So do you think that's like a big thing that...
Yeah, what I do with my clients is just help them first. I think you have to be happy with yourself and be aware of who you are rather than trying to meet expectations of social media.
And you try and just coach them to be there, because that's the hardest. I think in this millennial era, that's the hardest thing.
Because everyone's trying to be something else.
Exactly.
But it's what you really want, and it's what, it's, again, we've been conditioned from a very young age. Yeah, it's what, our parents say to us and what's expected and what's not expected. So we get conditioned to that, and we live our whole lives, doing what our parents have said, what our teachers have said. And everything that we've been told from a young age, we hold on to it. So again, realizing who you are, what you want, is what I break it down to as a life coach. And then I give my clients that tool. And, through our sessions and our coaching sessions, they figure out how they will reach what they want.
And just as a life coach, like, like when you're around your friends, do you like now just sharpen your skills with them? Because now I'm sure like somebody knows like you're a life coach and they have their own problems. They won't mention it like they want to come to the office. Like they ask you like, can we have coffee? Yeah, and when they meet up with you, they just start telling you their problems and,
And
do you
that's
ever...
fine. I do get people like that, but again, it turns into conversation. Yeah, so as many people as I can help, it's benefiting them, and at the same time, it's benefiting me because through coaching other people, you end up coaching yourself.
You
and you
learn.
Don't realize.
I guess you get to learn a lot as well. And what's like the most common thing? Because of course we can't like mention anybody, but what's like the most common pattern right now in that you've noticed or picked up in life coaching that most people who walk to you like have like kind of like a similar problem?
I think stress, anxiety is huge. So that's a lot of things, a lot of clients come to me with. But again, it comes down to your mindfulness, how are you coping with the stress and what's causing the stress and how are you reacting to the stress.
And this stress, what are we talking about? Because, in stress,
There's
adults you can just pick like very few. I can just randomly pick 3 things that I think they would be stressed about. 1 would be like their finances.
Exactly.
2 would be like probably love.
Yeah.
And 3 would be like where the future is going.
Exactly.
Not unless I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Those are the things like even for me as an adult would be like,
what do I do?
What do I do?
Yeah.
Where am I going if I'm not here, if I'm not in this position?
Yeah, so you're right. It's the basic 3, that's work, finance, family, or relationships, which many people do come to me with. But again, it's the circle of life, yeah? Like, it's the wheel of life, I would say. If financially not well, it's going to affect your family. If your family is not happy, it's going to eventually affect your relationships with them. If your health is not good.
What do you do? Because we can't all be rich. We can't all have perfect relationships. And we all can't be like just... I mean, but how are they supposed to approach this? Because I'm coming to you and I'm telling you like, okay, my finances are not on point. Are you gonna give me some money?
No way.
Exactly. Now you see.
So
I'll be like, maybe I'm in debt. Maybe
but what
I'm
are you
this
doing
and this.
wrong? So why are you in debt? How can you come out of that debt? Yeah. So get a better job, or get a pay raise, or improve your input at work. So again, we break it down with the right questions. Like I just asked you, why would you be in debt? So that would make you realize, what am I doing wrong?
Bad lifestyle choices.
So how can you improve that? What are the
Mm-hmm.
good lifestyle choices you can make? And how can you increase that abundance of, being financially well?
Would you say...
Positive mindset.
Oh, yeah. So I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm so sorry. It's just because at times, like, these questions, when they come, I'm just like, I want to keep throwing them at you, And that's why I told you, like, I don't write down a list, but I do, like, just want to train my mind as well, to just remember and come up with new, like, just questions. So in just that context, what are... Oh my God, don't tell me. See now, the question that I wanted to ask is...
I'm so sorry.
No, you were talking about what were
Finance.
you... finance, debt, and all those things. When somebody is... Do you think that people come to you because you're the one person who they can pay not to judge? Because now if you go to, like, you can't tell your wife, like, I took this loan and, like, things are not going as I expected, like, this is not happening. Or maybe even, like, just saying, like, I messed up maybe in my relationship this way. Do you think, like, the reason people come to you, it's because you're the one person who will not judge them and still have, like,
100%. It's judge-free, so no judging. To be honest, there's no reason to even judge. The minute I start judging someone, it's affecting my coaching as well.
Nobody has ever come to you and you're just like, oh my God, what were you thinking?
It can be difficult, but again, it's giving them the harsh truth. So if they've done something wrong as a coach, I need to tell them, you've done this wrong, and what are you going to do to improve it?
And even as an adult, I think people, like, just underestimate, like, once you get swallowed with work, a relationship, as we're talking, and all these other things that are around you, you kind of, like, have very few people that you can share that with. So I guess, like, you really do play a very big role. But when people are contacting you, they contact you just like a personal brand, right? But how do you get, like, most of your clientele? Because in an institution, people would walk in and then they'd just be directly, if it's Aga Khan, you'd be told, like, what, we'll send you to so and so, they're gonna be attending to your problem.
Okay, so for now because I just started, it's just been barely a year. So I've been using a lot of social media. Again, word of mouth. So the clients I've had, they would refer. Yeah.
My apologies.
You'll
I'm
forget
so
again. Go on.
No, just finish. This is absolutely out of line. Yeah, you say.
So word of mouth, a lot of social media, and I've been having a lot of workshops for mental health. But through that, I obviously let them know that I'm a life coach as a full-time gig.
And do you think it's necessary? Because you just mentioned social media. Do you ever think of doing things like? Because I think I went to the mental health page, and I saw your charts and all those things. Because I'm always kind of like reposting similar things, just for just myself and people who are following me. Because like in the thing with social media, like once you start like following your own lane, you'll start realizing people who contact you and send you messages like, what made you take this direction? Can you give me direction or like advice on just like maybe the field that I'm in.
Okay.
How did you approach this and that? And do you think just by posting like the way you do all those things, what I've seen other life coaches do is like really nice short videos online that communicate to people. Have you thought of doing things like that?
I have thought of it, so I want to start this year for sure.
Okay, what's stopping you?
What's stopping you? Coaching me now? See, that's
No. I'll tell you where this is going. I'll tell you where this is going. Trust me.
What's stopping me? I think it's just I'm not a camera person, so yeah.
You think so?
I wouldn't say I know so because I haven't tried.
Because just think of what you're doing, but you are multiplying it to a scale of like, I don't know how many people.
Yeah.
Because you get one video that connects to one person shares it, the next person shares it. And because if you say you're not a camera person, I think because I remember I used to be like that.
Yeah. Okay.
For sure. I never used to be able to sit in front of a camera and talk and have all these things. I was like, no way. But when you have to do like workshops and seminars, that means you'll be sitting in front of people.
Yeah.
A camera, you're just alone. You and your thoughts. And you get to reach more people and potential for your workshops to even grow. And I think maybe even sponsorships and stuff.
True.
But I'll tell you what. I'll tell you like, you know, I'm not a therapist. I'm not I'm not coaching you or anything. Don't get that impression. But I'll tell you what. Like with however you're thinking of approaching it. Like I've had people who it's been their first time on camera talking about something, and I led them to attempt, and they just became like addicted to doing videos and stuff. Okay. So if you ever just sit down and think of like, let me try. I'll give you of course you have my contact. Just contact me. Okay. I'll do like maybe, let's say, first 4 videos for free.
Okay, done.
Yeah. Done?
Done.
Yeah, you see like just those short videos, because I can tell like there's so much importance to what you're doing.
Which I'm doing, yeah.
And for me, I take social media so seriously because I'm guessing like how else did we end up even like having this conversation?
Exactly.
Social media. Because if it wasn't for that, I definitely, and even from my platform, I meet so many people and I get to learn a lot. Okay. And I want my audience to also like know so much about what you have like going on.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So is that a deal?
Deal. Done.
Okay. And what's the impact then with just social media now that we're talking about the social media platform?
It's helped me pick up a lot with clientele. It's helped my word, especially for mental health. And I think it's the little, even if it's like a small thing like what is stress, I feel like it's really helping people understand mental health in a better way.
You mentioned that. What is stress?
What is stress?
Yeah.
Stress is just your body telling you that you need to do better, or it's pushing you to better yourself. So stress is just your body, like increased heart rate, increased blood pressure. That's sweating. So like I was stressed when I had to come here, so that's stress.
Really?
Stress, nervous, anxiety. So
hell no, you're lying. Why? This is the best this is the most like if you think about like maybe if you've been on radio. TV, everything else. This is one of the most comfortable places that you just had. And like I told you, like after like how long do you think we've talked like right now?
Wow, maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah, 20. Yeah, I imagine, and we still have like more, but you won't even notice like just how fast time will be flying.
Okay.
And yeah, so yes, social media, you've said like a lot of response from people and everything, but how do you think you can elevate your platform from where you are right now? And who inspired you, or who are some of the people that you look up to? Because if you're trying to get maybe to the next level, who are some of the people that you're taking like maybe a blueprint or you've seen and you'd want to be like them?
Okay, so there's the Live Love Laugh Foundation. I don't know if you've heard of that. That's run by,
it sounds familiar,
Deepika from India. It's an Indian foundation.
Okay.
Based in India. So that's
okay. Then I'm lying. I wouldn't know.
That's something I'd looked into before I did even start up my Master's Foundation.
Is there a specific reason?
She battled depression. So I was following her stories and I realized that, it's one of many who have gone through this, and there can be many. And I've even noticed like the trends in Kenya for depression, suicide.
It's getting high.
They're
It's
getting higher
high.
and higher, and what's the solution is what people still don't have. So that's really something that pushed me towards this.
And having said that, so apart from that one person, is there anybody else or an establishment that you think is inspiring to your journey? Because I'm guessing, of course, if it's the sky is the limit, maybe one day you'll have some
Many
people
more.
under you
Yeah.
and just doing kind of like the same.
Same thing.
Yeah, because your client book is probably appointment book is just
Yeah.
full, and you have to delegate to some other people that you
Yeah.
can actually trust to do the same.
Yeah, for now, I've been doing it alone. Both of them, my coaching and my Mind Matters. So, yeah, have to build on it. That's the plan. And because I know in another year, because I'm starting up programs for mental health in schools, and we're looking at starting up a mental health first aid program for Kenya.
And as a life coach, is there any experience that you've ever gone through
Yeah.
personally that I think it makes you connect to clients more?
Yeah, so to coach, you need to be coached. Because if you can come up with a client which is who is facing something that you haven't dealt with personally, so you'll have that block and you'll not know what to do.
Yeah.
So it's a development for myself while getting coached. I'm coaching people, so it's
It's just,
It's a
just
growth.
it's a
Yeah.
growth, and it's just funny because at times when you think you've learned everything,
yeah.
and you meet somebody else, and then you're just like, I have such a long way
to go.
I have such a long way
Yeah.
to go,
Yeah,
and
it's true because you can meet people who are doing way better than you.
yeah,
So that's again, your clients can be your inspiration as well.
for sure. Okay, let's skip now to
Yeah.
mental health, and then we'll go back and forth. If we need to go back, we can
Yeah.
just tiptoe around anything.
All right.
So just define mental health
Okay.
for people, because it's gotten to a place now, it's so the whole of last year and this year I've had the word mental health
It's picked
so
up a
much
lot in the
that I
past
started
years.
asking myself, am I normal, am I crazy?
To be honest, I
To
think
my
everyone is
symptoms, am I
crazy.
okay or am I crazy? Yeah.
Yeah. But if you look at mental health, it's something small. It's like I said, I'm pretty sure you face stress at some point.
Oh Lord.
Anxiety.
Yes.
You have
yes.
your sad moments.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
all that is mental health. So it's something as physical health. If you can take care of, having a cold, why can't you take care of your stress? So mental health, if I could just put it in a small sentence, is your physical, mental, emotional, personal well-being.
Well-being.
Which can help you, which is like if functioning, perfectly on a normal day-to-day basis. And if something is wrong, then you'll obviously figure it out. And if it's affecting your daily life,
Yeah. And then, just speaking about that, because I've always tried to wonder, is it a normal thing to be stressed? Because if you think about it, even our parents, though,
Yeah.
I'm sure even if you ask them,
they're way more
they will
stressed.
still tell you, yo, we went through this. There's a time I was just
Exactly. And
you
they
can't.
still managed.
I don't. Yeah, and they still managed. And I don't think now with social media and just the digital era, it's gonna get any easier. Things are just getting worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you think it's necessary also as part of life to just make us human?
It is making us human. So, like I said, it's just your body telling you that you need to, do better. So again, anxiety is what, preparing your body and preparing yourself to, face whatever is coming. It's a fight, flight, or flight. Yeah, the flight and fight.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
The flight? Oh, the flight.
Yeah.
The fight and flight.
So when you're stressed, you can either fight it or you flight it. So you can run away from it
Oh.
or you face it.
Yeah.
So that's, again, your body's...
So you'd advise to face it? If somebody's stressing me out,
Yeah.
my better half, if I'm dating
Yeah.
someone, I definitely flight it and run away. I'd be like, hey, no.
Wow.
Yeah, I just run away. But also you still can't run away forever.
Yeah,
Might
how long
end
do you
up
run
in
for?
yeah, exactly. Might still end up in like a similar situation.
So through, there's a better way to face
Yeah.
it.
But how are like just some of the ways that people can? I know different people have like maybe similar, but
Yeah.
I'd want to hear from you like what approaches are easy, like
stress?
for stress,
Okay.
like right now for people to just basic steps, and even like maybe be aware that
Yeah.
okay, my stress level is not the normal stress level. This needs care or attention, and this is just something that I can manage by going to exercise or just reboot and take a break from everything that's stressing me.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
So I think with stress, it's important to notice your behaviors. If you're behaving, if you're getting agitated over something very small, that's something you should take into consideration. Is that a normal behavior you would do on a normal day? Notice your thoughts. So, why are you stressing out so much when it's something that can be handled very easily?
yeah.
Yeah. So again, if it's work, then how can you just plan better to meet your goals and your targets? If it's family, figure out how you can spend more quality time if you're not getting that quality time with your family. Meditate, exercise. I think we all need to. Like, it's just experts you need to exercise 30 minutes a day. It's not that hard. Like, how hard is it to get 30 minutes out of our daily life in 24 hours?
You can.
You
If
can.
something that's important to you, if
yeah.
you want to, you can. So let me not just say like you might just be too
And it
busy.
really does help because, again, it's, your body, giving out oxygen, sending it to your brain, and the whole biology of that. So it does affect. And notice your thoughts. Be mindful. So notice your thoughts. That's the process of being mindful. Everyone's like, okay, what is being mindful?
Do you get stressed?
I do get stressed as well.
So who
Everyone does
takes
get
care of you when you're stressed?
I take care of myself. But again, if you want to speak to someone, if you feel like that's helping you, go have a word, go sit down with a friend. Someone you can trust.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Someone who can just keep their mouth shut with your secrets.
Yeah, even if it's someone just, you talk, and someone can just keep quiet and listen to you, that's fine as well.
So would you say talking like actually helps somebody to like just, ease out when you...
It
Because
does
at times I do
because-
talk to people and
Yeah.
I just feel better.
Yeah,
by the-
exactly. Because you're letting it out, you're not holding on to it, and while you're having that conversation, something might come up and make you realize that maybe you're overreacting, and your stress levels are not that high, but you make it feel like they're too high.
So what do you focus in on, like just the workshops that you've mentioned?
Okay.
What specifically do you go out for, and who's like your target for the workshops?
Okay, so the last one we had was for kids and parents.
Oh, nice.
There was mindfulness with children. That was one of our. It was basically Children's Mental Health Week. So the theme was Find Your Brave.
Are kids stressed?
They can be, but we never. It's not even stress. It may be bullying. It may be exams. So yeah, exams is a form of stress as well for kids. How parents can find their brave in talking to their kids, listening to them, and accepting what they're saying instead of making it seem smaller than it actually is. So that was the last one we had. It was a lot of mindfulness with children, parents, and the one before that was just a general mental health one. So we've only had 2 for now. We're building on it. So I'm building on it.
So So because you're a team.
Yeah.
And
My
like,
own team, yeah.
but who's like now your target? Because that was like for parents and children.
Parents, kids.
Is there like a specific other demography
We're
that
trying to do for old age.
Mhm.
So old age. So for dementia, dementia is huge. And just
Really?
Depression in older people as well.
Why?
I think with as you get older, I think
As in
you-
old people already have
I think
kids and
60
everything.
60 plus.
60.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope I'm not stressed out at 60 because that would be... Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
but anyway, why do you think like that's like something
Yeah.
that why did you pick that up like
Okay.
for old people? Dementia is
Dementia is loss of
memory?
Yeah.
I just didn't want to be wrong.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it's just something that could help, so the family dealing with their grandparents and how, you can help them better. So dementia is something that's once you've forgotten. And, till now, there's been no cure to it. So
Is
it's
there a way you
either-
can avoid it as you grow older?
So
Or
your
it's
life
just something that-
practices and your health and again mindfulness. So
Yeah.
exercises. So everything again that you do from a very young age affects
Lifestyle choices.
affects you when you're older.
Mhm.
And as we can see, it's already affecting us now. So how much worse is it gonna get?
Oh Lord. Yeah, and I can only imagine because, like you keep saying, it's really hard to even predict, like 20 years from now, what kind of stress levels will we be dealing with?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we
And
just don't know.
Yeah, the world is not getting better. So
It's evolving with so many things, and even just with even practices. I'm guessing, like with when you're doing like your mental health workshops, what are some of the, how would I put it, ways of coping with when you think like your levels are just exceeding or surpassing like
okay.
the normal?
Okay, so it's basically the energy and the burden I'm taking from my clients.
Mhm.
Again,
Until maybe things where I'm talking about
Yeah.
where you have to do now things like proper therapy and things like because I had somebody
yeah.
on the podcast who said like they even had to go under medication.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of medication. To which you have to see a psychiatrist, and only then they can prescribe one. Or I don't know. These days I've heard doctors do it as well, but I don't know how true that is.
Why wouldn't you advocate for medication?
Unless it's very extreme.
That way I can tell my
Yeah,
friend,
yeah.
hey, stay away from the meds.
'Cause
Is there a
you-
specific
Because you're
reason?
getting used to it. Yeah, so your body gets used to it. But what happens once you're off it? Are you going to be on it the rest of your life?
Oh yeah, because now every
So
time you're
again, take
stressed
sleeping
or whatever
pills.
it'd be
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, there's ways to go to sleep easily. Like there's so many apps now available. There's exercise your body out till you're tired. You just go and crash. Why can't we do that? So taking sleeping pills, once you get used to it, then what? You need more of it. You need a higher
Tolerance
dose.
grows higher.
Tolerance grows. So it's something your body is relying on rather
Yeah.
than you making your body used to. Something that's more natural.
And just like you mentioned also that, the things that noticed when you're in Australia as compared to Kenya. Like, I think now in Kenya, like, we're just seeing like crazy suicide stories and
It's really
people
bad.
just killing each other. Spouses,
Yeah.
couples, like, I think every other week, one person is killed like there.
Yeah.
And to a point where I'm like, should I get married? Because if this is what it comes
No.
with, yeah. Because every other week, just think about like the whole of last year.
Yeah.
How many incidents have you had of like just couples like killing each other?
Yeah, committing
Yeah.
suicide. Young
Suicide,
especially.
yeah, and
University students.
Yes.
It's
Even just because of
yeah.
failing exams. I thought like I'd be stressed when I was a kid
It's
because
the pressure.
maybe my mom would be like on my case, like, yo, why did you fail this? But I wouldn't kill myself. I wouldn't have thought of killing myself.
I think it's when you've just given up. But you always need that. If you thought about that person who was going to jump off a building or going to commit suicide, if someone stepped in and said, you can get better and, there is a way out of this, something would have changed and something would have helped them. But they don't know how to cope with it. They don't know who to speak to. And if they speak to someone, what are they going to think of them? The downfall of that. Are they going to be shunned away and thought of, or, you're weak because you've spoken up?
Especially for
Especially
men.
for men,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So if people are more aware of how to deal with it and who to go to speak to and how to seek help, and if people are more accepting that
Yeah.
we have a problem and it's a normal problem as physical health, this will reduce by a big number.
Yeah, true. Because I think also physical plays a very huge role, right? Are there people that you're thinking of partnering as you're like taking this journey? Because of course we don't also want you to get stressed out and because now it means if you're doing it alone, if you're stressed out,
Yeah.
you can't walk in front of people and actually because they'd be like, oh, we think you're
already
actually more
stressed."
stressed out than we are.
Coach myself through it.
Yeah, so yeah, have you thought of like people that you can partner with as you
So
grow?
I will be getting volunteers on board who can help me out with at least the workshops. Partnering, I know there's a lot of mental health organizations as well currently in Kenya as we speak. So I know there's Inuka, but that's an online platform as well. So yeah,
Which
looking
one?
into it. Inuka. So that's an online platform.
I actually had them
Yeah.
here before they launched the app.
Oh, did you? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing
Wow.
people.
Yeah,
They're
they've
the
done-
ones I'm asking you about. They did an event for, I think, Men's Talk.
Talk. I
They
think it was
had
a
Farid.
with
They
Farid
had
Kimani. Yes,
yes,
I saw that one.
yeah,
That was Mental Health 360.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. So you are aware of such
Yeah.
programs as well. Do you think of partnering with them for
Yeah.
anything,
So
or
I've approached. Let's see how it goes, and then we can plan an event. I know
them?
there's Farid Kimani. We've spoken to Farid Kimani as well. We'll plan a workshop with him as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you need me to plug you the, Inuka Wellness
Inuka.
people, I got you. I'll just give you that number and you can talk.
Awesome.
Yeah, I actually think we're friends with the CEO.
All right.
Yeah. So I'll link you up with them
Okay.
in case you need to just have a conversation.
great.
Because I think it's just important because you can only imagine, like, in the city we do talk about these things, but
yeah.
you see, like, Kenya is much bigger than the city.
Yeah.
And what about people who are out there? Because these seminars are happening, I'm guessing, around Nairobi, even yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, even the ones that I've seen people post online. The
all in
workshops are happening just around Nairobi. I haven't seen anything being taken
Mombasa.
outside Mombasa, Nakuru. And that's where, like, now,
It's needed.
when you see TV, you're just like,
Yeah.
I don't want to say people are getting crazier, but you see so many incidents, and these people are just not aware of how they can cope with these things.
Again, it comes down to how do families cope with,
Exactly.
someone's committed suicide. So what happens to the families then? How are they going to cope with it? So there's a lot happening. Baby steps, and we need to get the word out there more.
I don't know if you saw something. BBC did a small documentary about just suicide rate in men. I think it was around Central Province.
Okay.
And it was just insane that they were doing the interviews, and then they interviewed one person about how the brother had committed suicide.
Okay.
They went to a different compound and to different, because they were just going
Like
around different houses. And by the time they had gone to, like, I think the third day, to a different family, they were called and told, like, remember the so and so that you interviewed, they committed suicide as well.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's just like it's just this whole, I don't know what steps that like mental health experts can take, but I think the outreach would be very important for also people who are just outside the city, because they don't have access to, they can't access.
Exactly. Like I would say, like,
it's
they don't
tricky.
have information. So because my website has a lot of information on mental health, what you can do, how you can help someone, how you can help yourself. But again, they don't have access to that, so they don't have Instagram.
And that's why I think, like, if you did I think just short videos, because as much as we underestimate, like, they still have data once in a while, and they think somebody can just watch a video. It helps me at times. I'm stressed out about something, how I'm approaching clients, like, maybe my checks are late, somebody doesn't want to pay me, but I'll go online and I'd look at a video and somebody's like, they give you, like, what, you don't have to deal with this, go get another client. It happens if somebody's not appreciating you for this, but just hearing somebody talk in that way, a context, and they're saying as if something that they can relate to your problem, makes a very big difference. So those videos, to me, they've been very helpful, and I think they can be shared on WhatsApp. People can share links. So I think, I don't know, I think it would make and it makes people, like, just connect to you as a brand.
To understand as well, because they don't have to read through a whole bunch of things as well.
Because they're seeing it from, like, a human
perspective.
See, like,
It's a
because, like,
human
reading,
touch.
they'll be like, maybe whoever even wrote this doesn't even understand us, but when they see somebody, like, just in front of them, just
more.
talking,
Exactly.
you do connect more. So I mean, if that's something that you're putting into consideration, that would be
good.
It would be really proper for a lot of people, and beneficial, of course. So partnerships. What else does your mental health program come with that I haven't, like, maybe asked, or you would like to create, to shed light on?
The program. So school program, and then there's the mental health first aid program, which I'm starting on.
first aid?
First aid.
Okay. How? What's that about?
So the first aid you would do for physical health.
I know first aid. Yeah, I know. But yeah,
So
I just want...
again, like we said, people don't know what to do if their friend is suffering from depression. How to approach it. If someone's having a panic attack, what would you do? Post-traumatic stress disorder. We've had so many incidences in Kenya, like, terrorist attacks. What after? The people were traumatized. How do you help them? So the program basically just has tips and, on how you can help someone else.
Do you want to give away a few tips, or people have to come to your seminar?
So like, let's say depression.
You see your friend is stressed out.
How do you talk to them?
Yeah.
How do you advise them to seek help if they need the help? If you have to accompany them, it's okay. Because I think sometimes people are afraid to go alone as well.
Yeah.
The right things to say to them. So if they're having depression, don't say, "Oh, you'll get over it. It's just a phase." No. So what are the right things to say? What are the wrong things to say? So those are some of the things that the program entails. Again, for stress as well. Suicide, how to prevent it. If your friend is being suicidal, seek the help immediately.
How do you prevent that?
So let's say, out of conversation, sometimes people can say, "I feel like killing myself."
Yeah.
But
You know how many people have said that in the podcast?
Wow.
So many. I'm not lying, so many. Or some say that there's a point I was suicidal for sure, guarantee for sure.
Yeah.
I had somebody, I haven't aired his episode,
Yeah.
but I think he does production work. He had hired a camera and just film gear.
Yeah.
And he was doing something in the coast production-wise.
Yeah.
And a huge wave, the boat came and splashed. And like salty water.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the gear wasn't covered and everything. And he said, because the people who were on the boat were laughing at him.
Because of his gear.
Yeah. But he's thinking like, this gear is worth so much money.
What am I going to do?
Once they got to the show, he's saying the first thing he wanted to do was kill himself. I was like, what? So you see, but for me, like, I'm just saying, like, my brain wouldn't register that. I'd be like, I know I'm in a lot of trouble, but I wouldn't say I'd kill myself because of gear, you see. But then again, I also don't understand.
How much that person has gone through to get that gear, how much he spent, and how much he's put in. So everyone comes from a different situation, which again, we as people need to consider as well.
Very sensitive.
Yeah, the first aid program entails all these little things and the nitty-gritty of what to say, what to do, even if it's for yourself, even if it's for someone else.
And I just appreciate and respect when people are just putting emphasis on things that maybe we used to consider as white people problems. You see, because then because then again you start looking around, you're like, no, it's not like
it's not a white
it's not it's just like things that we need to understand. When you're watching a movie or a series and somebody's is going for therapy, you're like, what? They need therapy. And then maybe if you take a minute and just look around you and look at things that are happening, you're like, oh, this makes sense now. This makes sense. This is why they're doing A, B, C, and D.
And I think we all need therapy. So, if you're getting it, go for it. But again, another thing about therapy in Kenya, it's expensive. It's so expensive.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, like, we all need, but no.
Yeah, it's so and one session is not enough, especially if you're dealing with something bigger. I know there was something put out in the news that they're bringing mental health as a primary health care in Kenya. So that's, it's
what
a
does
step.
that mean?
So it's a primary health care. So it's as normal as, going to the doctor, having a flu.
Yeah.
That's what the
at a cheaper rate, are we saying that?
I'm not sure of that
that's
yet.
not disclosed. Yeah, you see. But when we're talking about that, like, how crazy can that get? When we're talking about, like, it can be expensive. I also want people to understand how crazy can it get, number-wise, figure-wise. How much are we talking about? How crazy can it get?
I know of counselors, psychiatrists who are charging 7,000 a session or 8,000 a session.
7,000?
I'm sure one session is not enough. So,
oh Lord,
are you saying I'm going to spend 80, 70K for 10 sessions? Just for something that's as good as my physical health? No.
Yeah. It might actually be expensive than the gym.
Exactly.
Paying like actually.
So
It's way too much than actually
yeah.
paying like a trainer or a fitness expert to
exactly.
come and like train you.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, the minimum I know might be around 5,000, but
Between
still, if
3 to
people can't
5.
afford it, what like
Yeah, because
to
you'd
do?
need to probably do it like
Yeah.
weekly so that they can assess like your
Assess you.
progress,
Exactly.
progress. Until now, maybe
Yeah.
you don't need it, or yeah, okay. Now that can be quite pricey.
So
You
that's
might
one of the other things that keep people from, seeking
going
help
to
as well.
therapy. Yeah,
Exactly.
but how can people then approach that? Is there any other easy way for like even maybe in the future for them
Yeah.
to get such care?
Here. Okay, so now coming back. So
Oh,
when I had
Inuka is doing.
yeah,
Yeah,
Inuka do that,
Mhm.
and there's Tubonge, that's
I've
part of
heard.
Capital FM.
Hmm.
They
It's
do,
part of Capital.
yeah, they
Mhm.
do give free counseling, so you can just
They
hop
do?
on. I think there's a number you text, or I think it's online. So
Mhm.
just look for someone. There's always counselors, and you can just pick one and speak to them.
Okay, shout outs to Capital FM,
Yeah,
of course. Inuka is also doing it at a very reasonable
Yeah,
rate. I
rate
think
as
they
well.
were doing 600 for something. Yeah, so those are, it makes it more accessible to
Accessible,
like,
exactly.
people who can't pay an actual
Yeah.
therapist and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, and okay, so what other plans? Because I'm seeing we're almost running out of time.
Time.
What other? Yeah, what's the plan now?
For now, this is all.
Mhm.
There are, I think, 2 big programs. So, and again, then there's my coaching, through which I'll be having my seminars and
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah,
like
the
that.
seminars will be for life coaching
I
or
can
for the
both.
for both.
Yeah.
When you're doing them,
My coaching ones will be more wellness based, more mentorship focused. Yeah.
more like on career paths,
Career
future,
paths,
and
future,
everything. Okay, your target, you've said, just for everyone.
Target is everyone. Yeah. For
Mhm.
mental health is kids, youth, and again old age. So again, mental health is for everyone. So
Yeah,
every 2 months, I'm trying to have a workshop in, so people can
every
attend.
2 months.
Yeah.
Specific locations where
So
people.
the last one we had was at Ikigai.
Mhm.
The one before that was a community-based one at the Gurdwara
Mhm.
in Brookside.
Mhm.
So location-wise, it's
Or you can keep
I can keep
changing, but
changing.
like
Yeah.
people can find information
Yes.
like
yeah
on your
on
platforms,
my,
right?
on my Instagram, my Facebook.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, now I think we've almost come to
Come
the
to the
end.
end.
Yeah. But is there something that, before I ask you the last
Yeah.
question, this won't be like career related, but
Okay.
just something that you can think of before like we just
We
close
end.
up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I normally ask people just this one question before like I wrap it up,
Okay.
which is, what's the one thing
Yeah.
that you think you're in pursuit of right now that if you got it, it
Yeah.
would give your life better direction, meaning,
Yeah.
or maybe even just fulfillment?
I think the change in mind for people around mental health
Yeah.
and the approach to it,
Mm-hmm.
and just taking care of their mental health as they would their physical
Yeah.
health. I think that way I would know that I am doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
It will give myself a boost and my career a boost as well. And, again, in terms of fulfillment, if I know I'm doing something right,
Yeah.
then I will be fulfilled as well.
I've just remembered I haven't asked one very important question.
Yes.
I always touch on love, right?
Yes.
And are you in a relationship right now?
No, I'm seeing someone, yeah.
Okay. But when you're in that space,
Yeah.
do you find yourself like connecting more when somebody comes to you
Yeah.
and they tell you about like what's going badly like in their life situation in terms of love?
Yeah.
Do you reflect on what's happening to you?
Yeah.
Or do you just use like general knowledge? Because how you're keeping
Yeah.
yours together
Yeah.
might be completely different to how somebody else can.
Yeah. It does make a difference and it can go again vice versa. You can see someone doing something that you can use, and
Yeah.
it's good to give your clients, I wouldn't say personal disclosure, but a better way to handle a certain situation with love,
Mhm.
or how they're, based on their relationships. So, and how they're focusing and what they're doing wrong and right. Again, it's for them to break it down. And,
Yeah.
So I don't advise and I don't give suggestions to clients, but it's
Like you need to leave him immediately.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't.
So, and just with that,
But it helps you realize, your relationship as well. And
yeah.
it has helped coaching has helped my relationship as well.
Yeah. And just being in that dating space, is it better when you're dating somebody in the same space?
Yeah.
Because maybe like when you guys are going through something, you can meditate together. You can, talk about like, let's go exercise.
Yeah.
Because I'm just trying to think of like maybe if you date somebody on an extreme side who doesn't understand where you're coming from, and they don't know how to deal maybe with stress. They're like, that's your work. Please don't assess that.
No.
Don't start assessing me like one of your clients. So such things. Does it make it easier, or you just have a partner who understands?
I have a partner who understands. Mm-hmm. So he understands what I do, why I do, and it's not like I'm not psychically going and telling him, you should behave this way. But we figure it out together and break it down. Which is better.
Because you can just be like in the living room and you're like, I've been assessing you for a while now, and I'm just seeing from your behavior. You wouldn't want your partner to start feeling like they really can just be comfortable at home. Yeah, so I think that's been like a really amazing session, just shedding light on what you do.
It has, it's been great.
And what did you think of the podcast in general?
First time, but I've actually been so comfortable, and it's just been like a really good conversation. Yeah.
Told you.
So thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. That's what I was telling you, like 5 minutes in, trust me, you'll be good. You won't even realize like how fast time will fly.
Yeah, it has gone.
So now, I'd want you to tell people where they can find you on social platforms, website, and anything else that you have going on that you'd like to plug. Okay. Please do.
Okay, so social media is that's Instagram. That's Mind Matters KE. The website is mindmatterske.org. Again, email is mindmatterskenya@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram for my coaching business is ds_life coaching. Yes, and the same for Facebook as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
So definitely, thanks first of all for reaching out. I really appreciate that.
Thank you as well.
Because that means a lot. Because I also didn't ask like how did you come across like my platform?
I found it through. What was the last one you did?
I do a lot.
Before Concrete Flowers.
Before?
Concrete Flowers, the one you did.
Concrete Roses?
Roses, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was the one before that.
Before that.
Sometime last week.
Last week? Or it popped up, or did somebody share?
Yeah, it popped up.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So thank you. Just thanks for reaching out. I do respect that, and I wish you nothing but the best in your journey.
Thank you so much as well.
And remember, I owe you 4 videos. So you better make good use of it. Yeah,
awesome.
I'll do amazing production for you. Amazing. Cool. All you have to do get a nice location that creates, gives that, what do you call it?
Zen vibe.
How? No. I'm just trying to think that would create a nice
environment.
Is it like green? Would you go with green if you're to do a video?
Yeah.
Something that exudes or has that green.
Okay.
And leave the rest to me.
Awesome. Done.
Like I got you. Yeah.
We're done.
So guys, thank you so much for coming through, and all the best.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
It's been another amazing episode of the Kisscapades podcast. We appreciate all the love and support. And guys, you know the drill. We're on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Castbox, YouTube, Facebook and Instagram. It's the only way you can show some love and support and help our channel and social media platforms grow. We appreciate all the love and support. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's the Kisscapades podcast. Goodbye.